news story.
Mhm.
I'd be happy to tell you what a general news story is because you would have no idea. An issue-based or general news picture story.
Let's rock it out, y'all. Let's rock it out. It's Sunday.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's crank it up.
It's almost 3:15. We're not
know.
even.
How's it burning up?
2 after this, but it's the final 2.
Well, that's a nice story.
Wow. More fire.
Too much got.
Fire.
I feel high as hell now.
Wow. Hmm.
Wow.
This is general news.
Yeah,
General news.
Correct.
So why are they putting this? This looks like a spot news almost.
It's in. Let's rock it out.
Yeah. Hmm. We haven't seen this.
Mm.
Hmm. That's nice too. That's strong. That's this is strong too.
Hmm.
We have been living in some really horrible times.
Yeah.
Oh,
One thing I find with these contests is you learn about so much going on, not just here in the States, but all over the world. And you wonder like, wow, what I don't know about.
Mhm.
even with COVID, we've all dealt with it worldwide, but to see how each country, each city has dealt with it differently, is very eye-opening. I'm really happy to be here to like really see this. Um, so, I don't think I'll be complaining about anything else for quite a while.
Ooh,
Yeah, let's see.
that's a lava story.
Interesting.
Whoa, look at that one at the bottom with the turquoise.
Mhm.
I want that.
Mhm.
I want that photo.
Mm.
Gorgeous. That's nice. A good category.
Ooh,
Wow.
the bomb with the nails.
That's oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Okay, we got
Wow.
some.
This is a banging category.
I like your features. All right, so we should look at all of these in black. And right away, you could say whether or not in or out. But let's see if we can knock down any from this first
Yeah.
round.
Mm,
This is an N for me.
yeah, me too.
Okay, next, we'll keep that in.
This is a out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one's an out for me.
Okay. Screwed you up, didn't we, Sarah? So that was quick.
Mm.
I was just trying to imagine myself being on this boat
Hmm.
that could possibly sink and I can't swim in the middle of the ocean. That's,
This is in.
yeah, that's a great photo. These are great
This
photos.
is shot really well. Like this is
Yeah, that's that water.
yeah. This is really some of these are just really dynamic.
There was a really great image in there.
Oh,
What
oh.
is that? What
This
is
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 the
that
end.
someone's
The
head?
human skull.
It's a human skull.
I got
Yeah.
that. Is that his like head severed off?
And Julia, if you want to mention, if you want to.
Okay.
The caption for this photo is Encino, Texas, June 3rd, US. Border Patrol, Rio Grande Valley sector discovers the remains of deceased male migrant Alfonso Nieto Valadares, 25, of Honduras, on a ranch in Brooks County on Thursday, June 3rd, 2021, in Encino, Texas, USA. There has been 221,115 migrants apprehended by US Border Patrol along the Rio Grande, who have crossed the US-Mexico border illegally through April 2021 in the Rio Grande Valley sector. There's more. Do you want me to keep going?
No.
Okay.
I like that the photographer found out who it was. But this is probably an out if I remember the rest of these photos.
Yeah, it's out from out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's out.
Hmm.
This is out for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
out.
out.
The out for me too.
I'm glad that they followed her through her journey, but
Hmm. This is strong.
yes, and
Yeah. Yeah, this is nice. Jeez.
Hmm.
Man.
mm,
To me, it's out.
The out for me too.
Me too.
All right.
It's out for me.
Me too.
I like this.
Out for
There's some good images in there, but
Yeah, I don't think it holds up.
Okay, out it is. Next.
A few of those are beautiful.
mhm.
it's a out for me.
It's out for me too.
Gentlemen,
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, it's fine.
okay.
I'd like to know more about the story.
Do we have another in?
I'm not just gonna make it.
Those visuals.
I,
Dang.
yeah, I don't think this is gonna make it in the end.
No.
Okay, go on.
I
That's an
agree.
out.
Yeah.
This is an out for me too.
No, it's not gonna make it. Sorry. Guys.
That's a nice image.
This is a nice one.
I agree.
No,
This is
it's
an
not
out.
there, but there's some great shots. Yeah, it isn't.
It's a out for me.
It's out.
Yeah. It's interesting though, like the way they were going through just to get those COVID shots there to people.
Yeah, it's wild. It's just they didn't they needed.
Was that first image supposed to be with this story?
I don't know. It looked like it was George Floyd Memorial.
I think it's supposed to.
Courtney Ross.
Oh,
Oh, is she
maybe this is the prosecutor,
the
the
girlfriend?
defender. The woman.
Yeah, that's his girl.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought
okay.
that was his girlfriend who he was
Okay.
currently with.
This is interesting.
I still don't think the photography.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, it
feel it.
Okay,
Man,
on to the next one.
almost. Oh, that's a frame.
It's gonna be an interesting one. It's all the people, I
Yeah.
guess, remain
This-
COVID. Oh,
Mhm. Some powerful images in here.
Whoa.
Hmm.
yeah. This is
This is good.
Mhm.
This is it. Yes.
I saw maybe a one or two images I would do with that besides that though. Missing person. Rachel Lododuke.
Wow. Oh,
Are you searching for?
this the young woman who disappeared. And
No, we're talking about with the boyfriend.
yeah, what was
No.
her name again?
If you want descriptions or captions, just let us know, Julie. You can read them.
Yeah, Rachel. Who is Rachel Ludadook? Just tell
Yeah,
Let me see.
Is that the girl in Montana?
he doesn't wear a shirt ever, man.
It says Rachel Ludadook is a missing hiker.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no on this one.
It doesn't go any further.
Ooh,
That's a frame.
that's a lot. Wow.
Mhm.
Sometimes the most scariest, horrific things could be so beautiful.
Mhm. That's nice.
I'm still confused
like
with the
this.
story. Is it just like Afghanistan?
No, I think this is This is probably Gaza, or
Oh, you're right.
I think this is cool.
You have a caption or a quick
It's not
description, Sarah?
Yeah.
fully developed.
The description is Lebanon sails adrift in
Lebanon.
history at the shores of the Mare Nostrum, facing the twilight of the ancient empire of Phoenicia. Decades of corruption and financial mismanagement by warlords turned politicians and a cabal of business elites, combined with the war next door in Syria, plunged Lebanon's economy into its worst crisis in living memory. The explosion in Beirut in August 2020 was just the tip of the iceberg.
It,
It
uh,
didn't,
I,
the photo didn't show that.
Yeah, I would, this one, that would be one for me.
and the edit is opposite of what I think. It'd be better to start with the decay.
Mm.
These are beautiful pictures.
Can we get a description on this real quick?
Yes, okay, so the description on this one is the bitter cold of Afghanistan's winter has small children huddled beneath blankets in makeshift camps. Sick babies in hospitals lie wrapped in their mothers' all-enveloping burqas. Long lines at food distribution centers have become overwhelming as Afghanistan sinks deeper into desperate times. Since the chaotic August 15th Taliban takeover of Kabul, an already war-devastated economy, once kept alive by international donations alone, is now on the verge of collapse. There isn't enough money for hospitals. Salia, who like many Afghans uses just one name, took her infant son to the Indira Gandhi Children's Hospital in the capital of Kabul. And then there's more.
No, this is
I'm not getting
No,
that from the image.
it's not enough there.
Can we get the story on this?
It's strange.
5 months after it began, the armed conflict in Ethiopia has turned into what witnesses describe as a campaign to destroy the Tigrayan minority. Thousands of families have been shattered, fleeing their homes, starved, murdered, or still searching for each other across a region of some 6 million people. The series chronicles one story of a family who lost their mother during childbirth of twins while living in the conflict and the bloodshed in Ethiopia and unable to get a proper clinic to give birth. She died days after giving birth to the twins. Alone now, the father and their sons, 5-year-old Michael and 11-year-old Daniel, fled the country after her death, fending for themselves to care for their newborns.
Mm.
Kind of got
It could be better.
like that, like the mother was not there. The guy was a single dad.
There's a few frames in there that are magical. But it's like the photographer didn't stick to one concept here. It's just
Mhm.
variety of approaches.
Yeah, I think the better vision will be focused on how the dad or the kid taking care of the twins, kind of
Mhm.
follow that thread instead. Because the other thread, it's not there.
Mhm.
No.
Okay.
Oh, it was a doggy.
Chilean
It's no for me.
displacement
Enough for me too.
No, out.
doesn't quite get there. Wow. Whoa.
Mm,
What is that?
what is that?
This is crazy.
No.
Look at this is the lava stuff.
Can we read it? Julie, you gonna tell me what that is?
Whoa.
A small shrub emerges from the ash spewed out by the volcano that continues to erupt on the Canary island of La Palma, Spain, Monday, November 1st, 2021.
I love
Wow.
seeing different photographers' perspective of one natural event. It's
Yeah.
very interesting.
This should have been science, though.
Yeah, it's true.
It would have won. Because I
Oh,
don't, but it could still play here. It's a beautiful approach. Wow.
Mm,
These are great.
soccer field.
This is
Look at
this
that.
is the thing. Like,
Mm.
if you look at a variety of the photographers, they've tried
Uh-huh.
a different approach, but they don't
Yeah.
follow it all the way through.
it's
This person committed to the approach and brought it all the way through the
That's
entire
interesting.
series.
I like this
great.
story.
Guys, there's a name.
Oh,
No,
Oh,
Man, come on, man.
why did he do this?
is it
to me?
Reuters?
No, it's AP.
Oh,
Ah,
The last photo had a name in the caption.
gee. Come on, folks.
Come on, we gotta get
the
that
last
next year. We gotta
photo.
get- That's not right.
thank you for telling us.
Ooh.
What is going on?
Was this a farmer
I
protest?
think this is a farmer
Ah.
protest.
Okay.
Mm. This is good. The edit seems a little.
It's a little loose in the beginning.
Oh, but they got the one coming in. Yeah, this is. I'd keep it in. That's too bad about the AP photography. That is really smart.
Weird photo.
Mm. Is this rolling with the Taliban? Yeah.
There's a Taliban, Julia?
Yeah, wait, let me read here.
Looks like
It doesn't, yeah, it does talk about the Taliban. There is no like project description, but each image does have a description.
This is out for me.
Right? Mm.
Yeah, I can be out on this too. You got some nice images in there.
Good access to.
Yeah, I'd keep it. It's pretty rare. It's part of history at a moment when things really changed.
I can keep it, see if it lasts to the next round.
Is this Ukraine?
Yes.
Donetsk or something?
These photos, though.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
can you give us oh, that's good. Can you give us a description?
Ukraine has seen an increase in hostilities between its military forces and Russia-backed separatist rebels in the country's east. Russia claims its soldiers are not on the ground in eastern Ukraine, where more than 14,000 people have died in the separatist conflict since 2014. But tensions soared this spring amid increasing ceasefire violations and the buildup of more than 300,000 Russian troops for military exercises along the Ukrainian border. This did not age well. Moscow said late last month that it had recalled its that was my commentary. That was not in there. That was my commentary. Going back to what they said. Moscow said late last month that it had recalled its troops back to their bases, but Ukraine saw the exercises as ominous. Anxiety among Ukrainian soldiers remains high. The military says 36 soldiers have been killed in the east this year, including 2 who died last week under fire from the rebels. There's more.
This is
Yeah.
really strong and relevant, and the pictures are really nice.
I'd say leave it at
Definitely.
the irony of what's happening now within the past week.
Mm.
That's pretty intense.
It's a no for me.
Yeah, there's another one I like better. The South for me.
It's a no for me.
I can live with that. Lebanon. Oh, well.
Yeah, it's Lebanon.
There's a little too much. It's nice behind the lines. It's got this. Pictures are strong, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of one-dimensional.
yeah, I was looking for the enders sort of to show the circumstances of the result, but I didn't see it in there, so it's out for me.
Me too.
Great shot. What's the story here? It's about this lady, but who is this lady?
You might have forgotten all about the ongoing war in Ukraine, but Natalia Voronikova hasn't. The 44-year-old lady is devoting her life to her beloved country against the Russian-supported separatists in the war-torn Donetsk region. In her high heels, she walks comfortably in the government offices in Kiev, as well as in the muddy trenches along the 400-kilometer-long front line. Natalia Voronikova, a mother of 2, has joined a large and growing group of volunteers who have been indispensable during this long conflict, from grandmothers baking biscuits for the soldiers to young men volunteering for the army and giving their lives. Her own NGO is now supporting troops with medical training and supplies when the system falls short. There's also more.
It's an in for me.
Do I have a second
Very
in?
different approach.
Yeah, it's to me that the description says she is helping and rolling up her sleeve to do things, but I just don't see that image in there. You know, just
I don't see it either. It's like a few images that I really like, but I don't really.
It reminds me of like the GI shows, from the World War II or something, you know.
It was like propaganda. It's an out for me. Sorry.
Puts us down to 7. Not
7.
bad. Not bad.
You need to lose 3, huh?
I'm glad we were
Yep.
tough.
You guys are good as tough. Yep.
Do you mind reading a description? Are we looking at the pictures big and reading a description? We're just doing contact sheets.
What would you all like to do? We can go through big and look at them again big and have it read to you while you're looking at them big this time. It's only 7 of them, so we could do that. All right, Julia, why don't you read as we go through? When we get to the end, you can stop reading.
The migration crisis on the border of Belarus arose in the spring of 2021 due to the influx of illegal migrants, mainly from Iraq and Syria, Afghanistan, etc., trying to get into EU countries. Belarus has never faced a migration crisis of this magnitude before. A large spontaneous refugee camp of several thousand people has formed on the border of Belarus and Poland. They were unable to enter the territory of Poland. People lived in makeshift huts, tents, or spent the night on the street.
To me, it's out. I think there's too many. That second picture doesn't make it. The 4th picture is repetitious for the 7th picture. It's not complete.
Yeah,
It's not going to make it.
It's an out for me too.
yeah, me too. I do like the first, 3rd, and
Some
6th,
yeah.
but
Really strong. There's some 4 written.
I've been there. Anyway, go on.
The escape route across the Mediterranean from Libya is considered the deadliest in the world. In 2021, more than 100,000 refugees and migrants crossed the dangerous route in bad inflatable boats and wooden boats. Over 1,500 are dead and missing. They dream of coming to Europe, away from the abuse and captivity in Libya. Many of them try to cross a number of times, but in the attempts, they are stopped by the Libyan Coast Guard and sent back to Libya. Many end up in captivity in Libya, where they are subject to torture, forced labor, and abuse, while others are kept in overcrowded reception centers. The UN has stated that there are reasonable grounds to believe that war crimes have been committed in Libya, while violence perpetrated in prisons against migrants there may amount to crimes against humanity.
This is still in for me.
Yeah, it's in. I feel like I'm on the boat with this one. I've seen a fair amount of stories, and this one really feels like you're right in the sea with them.
As opposed to on the fence, you feel on the boat. Okay, good. Next.
In March 2021, the bodies of 13 migrants were returned to their village in Guatemala, wrapped in the national flags. It was the inverse of the journey they had made in January when they had left the arid mountains of Comatancillo for the Texas border to find a job. Once the United States each would have paid the over $11,000 debt contracted with a trafficker, a coyote, and sent money to their families. There were 19 of them in all, allegedly killed by Mexican police in the Mexican Tamaulipas state. 13 were of the same village in Guatemala, Comatancillo, while others were from the Guatemalan regions and of Mexican descent. Their bodies were found calcined, impossible to recognize except for a DNA test. 12 Mexican police officers have been charged with homicide. Their funerals were an explosion of grief.
And
yeah, I like it.
it's really well shot.
In the final months of 2020, after much success keeping the coronavirus at bay, case numbers surged in California and the state became the epicenter of the COVID-19 pandemic. Los Angeles County was hit particularly hard, and for weeks its infrastructure buckled under the strain of skyrocketing cases that overwhelmed ICUs, emergency response teams, and funeral homes. Just a few weeks in 2021, at the height of the surge, 1 in 10 residents were testing positive for the virus, and the county had a coronavirus-related death every 8 minutes. As the pandemic pummeled Southern California, the Continental Funeral Home in East Los Angeles became one of the most overwhelmed funeral homes in the country.
This is in for me.
Did in for me.
I had no idea this was America. I thought it was a foreign country. My bad.
It's hard to get in those places and get those photos. They didn't want us in there.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's like, nah.
Oh, sorry, let me find that one. My thing did the thing where it didn't like it again.
I knew it was at something, but I didn't know what.
My bad.
The
All right, here we
farmers.
go, yeah. Tens of thousands of Indian farmers who had been camping in makeshift accommodations at multiple protest sites along vast stretches of highways ringing the New Delhi vacated protest sites along the capital's fringes and returned home, marking an end to year-long demonstrations against controversial farm laws. The demonstrations were suspended after the government of India set up a committee to consider farmers' other demands, including guaranteed prices for key crops and withdrawing criminal case against protesters. After a year of insisting that the reforms would benefit farmers, Modi withdrew the new measures last month in a rare retreat.
It's out for me looking at
It's
it.
out.
Yeah, it felt like they just covered the end of it, and I would like needed more.
This one's out for
Well-
me too. Taliban.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
out.
this is out. Yeah.
Okay. And the last one,
All right, this one is Ukraine has seen an increase in hostilities between, oh, I already read this one. Do you want me to keep
Mhm.
going?
No.
Okay.
The only challenge I had with this story is that it mentioned some other. It feels like nothing's really happening, and maybe that's part of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
They, you know, there was other stuff happening and they didn't cover it.
Mhm.
To me, it's out.
It's out for me.
It's well
earlier
shot.
on.
It's out.
okay, it's out. So what does that leave us with?
Hopefully 4.
Hopefully 4.
3.
3, yay.
I'll take
3.
3.
I'll take 3.
Woohoo!
We could bring the Ukraine story back.
Yeah, I feel like the Ukraine is at least worth an honorable mention.
HM. Yeah, that's good.
If you want to, okay, bring the Ukraine and I'll allow it.
Mhm.
That's good.
Wishy-washy judges.
I said I didn't say anything. I wanted the Ukraine in, but I was quiet.
I originally voted for that.
That the photographer did a really great job, and then I like how they included like that soldier's probably sitting at home trying to hold it down on the border, and he's got to take care of the sick mom with the mask. I don't know. That's what it felt like to me. Like
Mhm.
All right, so if you're going to give that one, so then let's figure out our first, second, third.
Mm.
This one is the third for me.
oh, third. Okay, can I see
Right.
the other contact sheets all together?
Mm-mm.
Mm.
This
Yep.
is the second one. The first one for me is the COVID on the West Coast. This one here is my
Can
number
we see
1.
that one more time? Because it's a lot of pictures of like the coffins and the
Yeah,
feet
I don't
and
think
the
it's in
and
my
it's.
place.
Can we just see the whole thing one more time? Because I just wanted to see. That's great. Good. Great. Okay. We're taking it out. Great. Maybe one.
You know, the
Yeah,
the
that's
powerful thing
pretty
about,
good.
you know, photography is that it makes us feel an emotion feeling. So like watching this, it's like looking at pictures, you think, oh, I need to stay at home. And not, but the migrants on those boats in that water, that's terrifying. I'm like, I'm gonna die. I have a very stronger response to these photographs than I do. And the way like the hug on the 4th photo, like you saved me. I didn't think I was gonna make it. The kids, the emotion, the feeling.
That's
And-
praying. To me, this is number 1.
And then you see them praying on the ship. And then my ender would have been just looking out at the water, right? When he has the water, or she
Yeah,
has the
for
water
sure.
in focus.
Mhm.
That would have been my ender, not people getting off the boat. I mean, I guess you have to do it maybe, but it's very powerful. This story is very powerful to me for
Yeah.
journalism.
The only thing I would say is that in terms of access, this access is given every single day. Call up MSF or, you
Well, they
know, call
worked
up
the heck
the,
out of it. They worked the
well,
heck out
yeah,
of it.
but they did a good job. But that getting the access to LA County in the middle of the COVID pandemic, which is a 1 in 100 year pandemic, and doing a story like that is, to me, like pretty rare.
But the photography, you know, like
I
it's
feel,
beautiful, but it's literally like you said, just caskets and bodies.
Yeah.
So
no, but when you look back,
Well-
that's why I wanted to look back at it. It has one extra shot. Look, we can look at that one again.
Oh, I look at it again.
There's
mean,
a
I'm not-
lot of there's a lot of images that I wish, you know, our folks are
Yeah.
able to get in and get them, to be honest with you. And the only one photo that I don't care for was the end, because that I prefer the other picture of the foot there would do the job. But to be honest with you, a lot of these photographs, I wish we able to get in and get it ourselves, but we won't, just because of, you know, it's hard to get in there to get the accesses that we want.
Well, I
And,
feel
and
like
to
if
me, you know,
It's,
the
yeah, I
photographer
felt.
took
I, sorry, go on. I'm listening.
oh, I was gonna say the photographer that took the pictures on the boat. Think about if they had did this story instead. I think it would have been 10 times better than what it is, to be perfectly honest. I think this story is
It's a
very
great-
strong, and that's why it should definitely place. But should it be first? I just don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either. It's the boat story for me. I'm just thinking about what the photographer endured while like telling his story.
Just the images in general, the
just seen
variety, the way the photographer saw the feelings, the emotion, you know, they didn't miss a beat. They didn't miss a beat.
They did a good job. I've seen like 50 of these stories,
Me too, but I still
50 good ones. You know, like I think this probably is a good one. Like I was like I said, it's a really nice. I love the feeling of the waves. I feel like I'm on the boat, but that is a problem to me, that, you know, the access, the ability to access funeral homes in this time in terms of the history, you know, that's something important. And then I don't agree, the execution, the intimacy of going into this moments of a very intimate funeral home where people are dealing with death every day. That's totally different. This is like a public, you know, there's really no negotiation you need to do on the boat. Once you're in, you're going to shoot it. You're going to be doing whatever you're on the boat, you're shooting it.
I disagree with
It's a
all
good shot. It's a good job of that. It's an excellent job of that. I just feel like what it takes to convince someone to get into the funeral home during this time when, like Tay said, most people weren't getting into these places. Behind the scenes, the sensitivity of these images is very strong.
One thing I think
That's
is
the way I
missing
see it.
or lacking from the behind the scenes photos is like, I don't really feel anything about how these funeral homes workers feel like dealing with these amount of bodies that are coming in. Like, you know, there's no connection. You know, there's nice light, there's good framing, there's the emotion of the family when they're outside having the service. That was great. I enjoyed that, but I feel like there are things missing. Whereas like the boat one is like they're getting all the emotions and all the feels, right? So that's what I'm saying. That's kind of missing. Like the access is great. You have all these different angles and viewpoints and creativity of how you're going to shoot the same topic over and over again. And obviously, you went to a lot of different places. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. Do we know, Julia,
It
in
was
the
one.
book? In the
but
captions?
also that I
It was
could
one, right?
argue that, you know, when you're on the boat, these folks, when they get rescued, you're going to expect there's a lot of emotion, and, you know, and all of those joyful moments and so on and so forth. And you know, for me, the level of difficulties and the accesses to gain into that story, to me, it's just tremendously, you know, different. And then to me, it's yeah, that's one of the issues that hit home pretty hard, you know, for everyone. In fact, we are doing a story on the shortage of nursing home nurses and aides, and we are gotten a tough time to get into the nursing home. Even we got able to get into one of them, but there's so much restriction that we couldn't even do, you know. So given that situation, you know, I feel that, you know, it is, you know, there's enough visuals in there that tell the stories in there that I think is worrying. It's just my takes.
I want to say when exactly when the was the photo taken, because I know like they were being very strict at the beginning of the pandemic, but after a while, once we got a chance to learn more about the virus and how to protect ourselves more, I would say that I started seeing quite a few stories on like the funeral home stories. Like funeral homes started giving photographers a little bit more access. So I understand that that's like one of the greatest like debates here. So I guess it will all depends on like when. But for me, I'm not focused too much on that. I'm focused more on like the visuals of it. What
And
is
the storytelling aspect
the
of it.
story, the emotions, the connection. You know, both of them are like the photographers are both putting themselves at risk. But that boat story in the water, you know, you're dealing with a lot. Being on a boat, taking that journey with the people that's trying to get back to safety, and then it showed them. It humanized them. It showed them praying, like, you know, it's just so many different levels. It wasn't just them on a boat, just, you know, sitting on a boat, just looking for someone to save them. So that's why I would lean more towards that.
Okay, let me just say this. I think D, you made a lot of great points, and I do agree with you. I think that just and I would be okay if it went second and not first. Just so to move things along, and it's I don't think we're gonna I don't think we're gonna come to any agreement on this. And there were times where I wanted something and there was leeway. Someone flipped the coin to make sure to go with the other side. So I'll be the tiebreaker. I will vote for the funeral for first, second, vote third, Honduras. Or is Guatemala? I can't remember.
I mean, if you don't believe in it, then you shouldn't vote.
The thing about it is the photography is strong and the access I know is hard. So I know those things are true. I've never covered anything in international waters where I've been on a boat. So if you're saying that, I know that sometimes when you have people stuck in place like that, they have no options or choice to say, no, I don't want to be photographed or I do want to be photographed. That you're there. So and you're not thinking about the photographer. Oops, sorry about this. My thing just.
It's kind of like, I guess it's like the border story. To me, we've looked at a lot of the COVID story, the border story, the migrant story in Europe. Each one, has its pieces that people go back repeatedly to shoot. And we see different ways that people approach it. I think they're beautiful pictures. I think they're powerful pictures. I think there are too many. I think there are too many in the funeral story. But I just felt that from the access point of view, it's not only that, just in terms of, will you be able to go next year and get the same pictures? Hopefully not.
Well, those are
hopefully not on the migrant story. I mean, we're not going to resolve that, but hopefully not. So that, I feel like that makes a difference when we're thinking of 2021. What was 2021? That's the way I see it. That's why it's, but I think they're both fantastic.
I can, and like I said, I can do the funeral home photo first and then second for the migrant.
Are we in agreement? Dee, you were about to say something, is that you said 2021?
I was saying that the funeral home, just, you know, just for everyone's knowledge, it was, Julia said that it was taken February 2021 last year. So yeah, I think that people were a little bit more lenient there, but just to put that out there. I'm ready to really enjoy my Sunday, so we can move forward.